So before we begin, I need to give this video some context. My friend Josh and I teamed up to do a physics project. With both of us having little to no animation experience, we naturally chose to do an animation about energy. And we didn't want to do too much work, so we chose to condense around 2 weeks worth of content into 4 minutes because why not? When I say the word energy, the first thing that usually pops in people's heads is this image of this glowing force that's used to make energy drinks, fire kamehamehas, and blow things up.
However, energy isn't magic, and instead is simply the ability to cause change. That's it. So, the applications of energy are almost limitless, but since limitless in 4 minutes doesn't mix well, we'll go over 6 types, starting with the most basic, kinetic energy, and working from there.
Energy, like the rest of the universe, does follow one essential rule, the law of conservation of energy made by this guy, and states energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but is rather transferred. Kinetic energy is the energy of motion, so anything that moves has kinetic energy, i.e. Usain Bolt sprinting,
The flying spaghetti monster.
and even atoms. Keep in mind that kinetic energy is what's causing the motion of objects. It is the energy objects, people, and flying spaghetti monsters have by just being in motion, but other factors cause the motion. But we'll get there, so wait, there's more. Finally, the formula for kinetic energy is kinetic energy equals 1/2 mass times velocity squared. Anyone with the education of high school freshmen could see that velocity is far more effective in quote-unquote generating kinetic energy than masses. Moving on.
One misconception people have about potential energy is that it is the energy you have when you aren't in motion, but this isn't always true. Potential energy is stored energy, not a lack of kinetic energy. Things can have both potential and kinetic energy, like PewDiePie falling out of a plane. Here, the type of potential energy is gravitational potential energy, represented by GPE equals mgh, where m equals mass, g is acceleration due to gravity, so 9.8 meters per second on Earth, and h equals height, so as PewDiePie falls, he loses height, and therefore loses GPE.
But remember, energy cannot be destroyed, so that quote-unquote lost energy is transferred into kinetic energy. Hence why things gain speed the longer they fall. This explains why dropping almost anything from the Empire State Building is akin to shooting a bullet. We did mention going over 6 types of energy, so we must deliver on our promise. Thermal energy is the total kinetic energy of an object, but it's special. It is the kinetic energy of the particles in an object. Thermal energy is commonly mistaken as heat. Heat is the transfer of thermal energy, not the energy itself. But things with more thermal energy or faster moving particles are hotter. For example, those 30 hot pockets in your microwave are hit by the actual microwaves, which are a form of radiation, one of the 3 ways to transfer heat. The molecules of those packets of deliciousness fight, and because microwaves are electromagnetic waves, electromagnetic energy was transferred to the molecules. The molecules are moving more than they were before, so the hot pocket heats up, and in my case, usually explodes. Electrical energy is self-explanatory. If you don't know what electrical energy is, you're clearly an ignoramus who should go back to the 18th century and has no place in modern society.
Alright, John. That's enough. It's my turn now.
Alright, I'm just stating facts though.
Chemical energy is a form of potential energy and is therefore stored. It is the energy stored in chemical bonds and the energy that holds particles together. This is why chemical compounds like water, ozone, and carbon monoxide exist.
Josh, hurry up. Let's finish this so we can go home.
Alright, I'll finish it with a bang. Nuclear energy is also a form of potential energy. Surprising, right? It is the energy stored in atoms and used in stars. But better yet, It's used for ending wars. It can also be used as a source of energy, but that doesn't matter when you can kill thousands of people with a push of a button in literal seconds. Just imagine there was a system where if one person throws a nuke, everyone gets to throw nukes. Crazy, right?
And we stop there. I earnestly hope you learned something. If you didn't, that's too bad. Not a problem.